Now at 5, this summer will mark 3 years since the deadly Greenwood Park Mall shooting. The arguments made in court as the family of a surviving victim sues Simon Property Group.
Getting behind the wheel of a car again, where a man accused of causing a deadly crash will now be allowed to drive.
Plus, wiping away millions of dollars in medical debt.
How a new partnership now is working to better the lives of veterans here in Indianapolis.
From warm to stormy, I'm tracking weather changes in your forecast.
That's a sound that's going to be stuck in our heads for the foreseeable future. The Indy 500 is just around the corner. Test day to kick things off here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Hear from the drivers after their test rounds. Live from Indy, you're watching 13 News.
And we begin with breaking news tonight at 5.
The governor and Indiana Republican lawmakers have now introduced a proposal for the budget, HB 101. The lawmakers learned during this session of a projected shortfall in funding of a whopping $2 billion.
And GOP lawmakers say the way to make up for it is increasing the tax on tobacco. Just minutes ago, we learned the proposal is to up cigarettes by $2 a pack. They want to raise it by $2. So there will also be an increase on all tobacco products if approved.
So if this proposal passes, it will be the first increase on tobacco products in the state of Indiana for the last 17 years. Our State House team is digging through this new budget proposal, and we'll have much more on it as our coverage continues here on 13 News ahead at 6 o'clock.
And right now at 5, the Indiana Court of Appeals is considering whether to drop a lawsuit against Simon Property Group.
A family claims that Simon, in fact, was negligent ahead of the 2022 Greenwood Park Mall shooting. Samantha Johnson at the Indiana State House tonight with the latest on where this lawsuit now stands.
We were inside the Court of Appeals for Wednesday's hearing. We heard both sides speaking directly to 3 judges about what they believe should come next in this lawsuit. July 16th, 2022, a shooter killed 3 people at the Greenwood Park Mall. The Stewart family girls were there that day. Kaya was shot multiple times, according to the family. Their attorney alleges Simon and its security company should have known the risk of active shooters and had better security.
I think if an assault rifle comes into a mall, that's an immediate basis to say, okay, we've got something to, at the very least, to call the police.
Simon filed a motion to dismiss the lawsuit, saying shootings are not foreseeable and are not normally to be expected.
Indiana is an open carry state when it comes to firearms. So tweak the facts just a little bit. If somebody comes onto the property with firearms in full view, at that point they have not broken the law.
Why do malls hire security?
You know, they are there to observe. And if something is awry, then report. And that's essentially the function of a security officer at a mall. These are not folks who can intervene in an armed event and do anything about it to stop it.
13 News spoke with the family's attorneys after Wednesday's hearing.
The best case scenario is to say, let's go forward with discovery and let's find out what happened. So that way we can have true closure, we can know what happened, and we go forward. At this point, I'm not really even looking at, what is the case worth or anything like that. We really just want to find out what happened, and then we can make those assessments.
So this is something we'll continue to keep an eye on. No decision was made Wednesday. A court spokesperson told us we could expect an opinion sometime in the next couple months. At the Indiana State House, Samantha Johnson, 13 News.
And you can read more about this case so far. We've linked the lawsuit for you online at WTHR.com. Now, 3 people died in that shooting at the Greenwood Park Mall. The victims included a husband and wife, Pedro and Rose Pineda, who you see pictured here. Victor Gomez, who is not pictured, also died in that incident. And police believe that those 3 people were the very first people that the shooter encountered as he left the bathroom and entered the food court and started firing. Their families now are suing Simon Property Group and the contracted security group. The lawsuits claims that both those companies were negligent in keeping visitors to the mall safe.
Tonight, a man charged with drunk driving, driving drunk and causing a deadly crash, will be allowed to drive while he is waiting to go to trial.
Our Rich Nye had his camera in the courtroom today as attorneys from both sides argued for and against Bradley Woods getting behind the wheel legally again.
A judge previously denied a request to reinstate Bradley Wood's suspended driver's license, but a judge is going to give him specialized driving privileges on a very limited basis.
Bradley Woods is charged with causing death while driving intoxicated and 20 other counts. 20-year-old Avery May died in a head-on collision with Woods' truck in December 2023 on the southeast side.
We do believe that as these are the most serious of OVWI offenses that we have, SDP should be denied here.
Woods requested SDP, specialized driving privileges, while his case is decided.
We want Mr. Woods to be able to continue to be a productive citizen while the case is pending. We're asking that he be allowed to drive with the restrictions the court sees fit to impose.
Judge Marshall Broadwell is granting Woods specialized driving privileges, but only to drive to work on specific roads, and his car must have an ignition breathalyzer. At the Marion County Community Justice Campus, Rich Nye, 13 News.
Thank you, Rich. Well, the mother of the man who was killed in that crash was in the courtroom today, and she talked with our Rich Nye, and she said she's pretty disappointed in the decision. Tonight at 6, she talks on camera for the very first time since her son was killed 16 months ago.
Tonight, Lawrence police are trying to figure out what led to a deadly shooting. It happened around 3:30 this morning near East 46th Street and North Franklin Road. Officers say medics pronounced the man dead moments after arriving on scene. The coroner has not yet identified him. At last check, Lawrence police had a person of interest in custody.
It's now 5:05 and let's take a look outside. Boy, this really feels like a summer-like day here in central Indiana. A little bit warmer today. Sun is out. I give it an A+.
Oh, A++. There's a lack of humidity in the air. You can breathe. It's awesome. Although I know we've been talking about the pollen count too. Angela is here tracking all of this for us. How long is this going to last?
It is going to last for the next couple of days. I have low 80s in the forecast tomorrow, 70 still on the way for Friday, and I'll take that extra plus any day.
Yay. Yay. And overachiever, Angela.
Yes, and I noticed on my way in, everything is really starting to green up. So yes, pollen continues to be an issue with all of those flowering trees. Temperatures right now in the upper 70s. We do have some high clouds overhead. That'll make for a really nice sunset this evening. We're at 78 degrees, Morris Reservoir 77, Greensburg 78, in Indianapolis 78, Brown County. It is warm out there and it will stay warm. We stay in the 70s all the way through sunset under a mainly clear sky with just a few of those high level clouds overhead. Forecast for tomorrow, we get into the low 80s, even warmer than what we had today. Slight chance for a pop-up storm, mainly south. Better storm chances arriving as we get into Friday. The local analysis coming your way in a few minutes.
Music to our ears today. Drivers putting rubber to the pavement at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Our Eli Gaines spent the day at the track and has more on the first day of testing for the drivers.
It's a sound that'll give you goosebumps. The roaring of the engine of the Indy car echoing throughout the city, which means it's that time of the year. May is just on the horizon, which means the 109th Indy 500 is right upon us. The first day of testing where drivers get out here to Indianapolis Motor Speedway, get a feel for some things. The veterans were the first ones out there today. Actually about a 3-hour delay due to connectivity issues. But it was a beautiful day for the guys to get out on the track and get a little bit of a feel of how things are going to go with their car. It's that time of year again, as I mentioned. It was a beautiful day. We're all excited to be here, and the drivers are certainly excited to be back as well.
Just when you come in here, it's just a feeling. It's hard to explain it, but it's like a nostalgia coming into this track. It never seems to change, even though the first time I was here was 2016. It still seems like the same place. And I was doing a track walk yesterday, and I was thinking to myself, wow, this place looks so much different on race day.
Yeah, it's always, the best time of the year for me, and to come back here after the disappointment last year, I've been, that's been driving me all winter to be better, and I think the team as well, they've done so much work over the off-season to be good for me, so I'm excited to be back here, excited to sort of, what you say, like do a comeback and sort of be strong again. So I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to it.
So day one of testing is just about to wrap up, but there will be another test day on Thursday. We'll have much more coverage and much more of that sound coming up for you throughout the week, as well as on WTHR Plus. From Indianapolis Motor Speedway, I'm Eli Gain, 13 Sports.
And tonight we have some really great news for nearly all the veterans living in Indianapolis that have medical debt. Listen up. We learned just today there's a new partnership. It's between Penske, Team Penske, Verizon, and the Colts. And it is going to wipe away up to $6 million of medical debt.
Verizon's president says that's nearly the total of all the Indianapolis veterans' medical debt combined.
When these men and women get the letter, there's a letter that comes in the mail. The letter is real. Don't throw it away. But it says your debt has been forgiven. And there's these emotions that go through those veterans' minds. And it's everything from shock and awe to tears of happiness to why is it me?
Good morning, Archie.
IndyCar driver Will Power and IMS and IndyCar president Doug Bowles also spoke about this announcement.
Bowles says this is a partnership that was a no-brainer.
It fits in our DNA, really, since the Indianapolis Motor Speedway started running the Indy 500 back in 1911. It was Decoration Day, and ever since then, it's really been Memorial Day weekend. And so much of what the lead up to the Indianapolis 500 is celebrating those men and women who've served, and especially those men and women who've paid the ultimate sacrifice.
Isn't this awesome? So here are some of the details about how this will work. Verizon and Team Penske are now partnering to provide $4 million in relief.
So $1 million has been committed this year, and another $1 million is contingent on IndyCar driver Will Power finishing in the top 10 at this year's Indy 500. Then another $2 million will be provided by a partnership between Verizon and the Colts.
And that's going to be provided over the next 2 seasons. So look for a notice in your mail and follow up on this. It's the real deal. Well, paying their respects to Pope Francis.
The amount of time people are waiting in line at St. Peter's Basilica. We have that tonight at 5:30. First at 5, a water rescue caught on camera.
We're getting a look at how Indiana DNI officers helped Hoosiers during the flooding that we had a few weeks back. Plus, shifting his tone now when it comes to our economy.
How the president's latest comments about China are paying off for Wall Street. Next.